I'm doing this bit about white women being the worst in comedy, just when they have 3 Chardonnays and then that guy, Crockett, that guy, what's his name? The black comic Crockett. He does impressions.
Is that the guy who had the woman come on stage?
Yeah. So then he had a woman come on stage and she's just standing there with her hands on her hips and she's going, "That's really offensive." And he just goes, "Is anybody here offended?" And she just got to stand on the stage with her hand. It was, and stood there and looked around, and it was like, yeah, this is why. This is fucking why, dude. This is why we say that. It's like, you're not picking on us. Why? It's always picking on Karens, and white women are the target. It's like, no, because that behavior, dude. I was at the stand. There was a party of white women in the back, and they were like looking at their phone and talking, and I tried to address things. No, it's okay. Go ahead. It's the worst. It's absolutely the fucking worst, man. And then you call them a dumb cunt or whatever you say, and then you're the fucking, then they're out there crying.
Maybe next time you should ask them what they're talking about and maybe learn something.
Listen to their feelings.
Maybe you could learn something.
It'd be great if Jay-Z and Beyonce ever got divorced. They would neither of them have to worry. It's like, you can't take half of every. They both are.
I know they both worth $500 million.
Yeah, more than they're probably like approaching. They'd be like, there's no alimony. It's just like, all right. Like, you can, you know what I mean? They have like equal. It's like insane.
I wonder if that's boring.
I bet you after a while it is, to just go on yachts and
like, what makes you excited? You got every fucking thing you need. Killer rides.
Your kids. I guess your kids. I guess the only thing at that point is to just give your wisdom to your kids and try to raise your kids right. And their challenge is probably, you know what their challenge is? I'm going to tell you right now, like what Key and Peele did a thing on like Will Smith's son getting roles and like what he grew up with. I think that problems for people like Beyonce is making, like, having their kids understand reality. Could you imagine being the kid of like both of your parents are almost billionaires and like there's just chauffeurs and chefs and like life is that you got to like sit down at one point and be like, all right, look, man, this is kind of not how it really real world works.
Yeah, but how could there's people that grow up in poverty. They don't know anything else.
I know those people will be stronger. You'd rather grow up in poverty and get out of it than fucking wake up and have a fucking.
I think I'd rather be in the middle class. I grew up middle class.
Yeah. I grew up kind of middle class too. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't have, like, we had like a car that wasn't great. We had clothes on our back, an apartment for a while. Like we
had good times and bad times. Like we weren't good with money.
Dude, if your parents are billionaires.
We lost a house. We had a house. We were renting. Then we had a house. Then we lost it. Went to like a duplex. And then got back out and had a house. So most of my childhood, I lived in a, from like second grade to high school. Beginning of high school, we were in a duplex.
Okay, well,
but it was cool though. But my parents then learned about money, and I think is what happened. And then we were finally able to get out. But then I think they were a little nervous about trying to buy a house again because they lost one the first time.
Well, and you also had a lot of siblings and stuff. But when my parents got divorced, I was 5 and Christian was 10. Me, Christian, and my mom lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. My mom like kind of slept in the living room for a little while after the divorce. And it was just like, and then all of a sudden get a house again, work it back up. But it was always middle class. But if you grow up.
Yeah, that was back then. Like when did all of a sudden like getting divorced became really profitable for women? Because there was, in the 1800s, the women would be out in the street. The guy was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
No, I obviously don't know, but I know in the 80s there was women get the kid in the divorce court, women get the kids and stuff. But imagine growing up a billionaire, Bill, because if you grow up a billionaire's kid, you're like Coming to America, Eddie Murphy.
That depends on how many kids they have.
Yeah, I guess.
Because if they have like 5 or 6 kids, you know, you're going from $1 billion to like 100 and change each. And then they have 5 kids. That's how like families, they don't have the money they used to have. Those well, that's what a lot of those robber barons say, but families say, I don't necessarily believe it.
What year was Charles Lindbergh's kid? What year was Charles Lindbergh's kid kidnapped? Was that was in the, no, because I know that was like an inside, was that like a ransom thing? Because that kid was, I don't know if that was their only kid, but like, what year?
March of 1932.
Oh wow, that was a long time ago. Okay, so he must have been crushing it in 1932, dude.
What the hell made you bring that up?
I'm just thinking of rich kids and
rich kids, and you think of Charles Lindbergh.
I mean, that's why they took.
I was thinking like the Johnson and Johnson family, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers. Paul goes fucking, hey, what about that pilot? I'm sure he made his money barnstorming and shit.
No, but wasn't he crushing it? Like, didn't he have like a huge estate? Like, and they took for ransom. Dude, if
he was super famous. I do know that, but I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Listen, dude, there's the famous person and there's the people that pay the famous people. The original celebrities, other than people in politics, I think, were those super rich families. The Astors, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, Johnson and Johnson, all of them. And I think that they learned what the mob learned, you know, was keep your face out of the fucking papers. People stay out of your business and you're allowed to kind of operate and do what you want. That was funny. You know, I did a stand-up show and this younger comic was talking about Al Capone and was basically talking about how amazing this guy was. Like he was a genius, right? It's like, no, he was an idiot.
Wait, saying Capone was a genius?
Yeah, the guy was an idiot. He was walking around in a canary yellow suit talking to the press. It's like all of the guys that were geniuses from that era, those gangsters, you don't know their names. And they went like legit. They started like banks that still exist today, from what I heard. I'm not trying to get in trouble here, Paul, but from what I heard.
Yeah, well, that's why Frank Lucas got fucked. Because Frank Lucas, Frank Lucas was the guy in the shadows. Nobody knew where it was. And they had that fucking whole thing on the board. They couldn't find out who the guy was. Then he fucking showed up to that Ali Frazier fight in a fucking fur coat down to his knees with a matching fur hat. And they actually, you could see the picture. And the FBI goes, who the fuck is that guy? And then boom, on the radar, you know? And can't do it.
I bet it was more than how he was dressed. It was how people around him were treating him.
Yeah.
They were probably treating him like the king. So they're like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. They were like, that's the motherfucker. He's here. And then
he should have been dressed like us sitting in the nosebleeds.
Exactly. Instead, he's ringside and nobody knows who he is and he's in a fur.
One night. That's what's scary about that whole criminal shit. You just fuck up once.
Nothing makes a statement like a fucking head to toe fur coat, though. Can we be honest? If you show up head to toe fur, it's a statement. No. It's a statement. I'm not saying a good or bad. I'm saying somebody's gonna...
You posted something on Twitter and I saw it where you were just like, I mean, this right here is just fucking, yeah.
What? Oh, Clyde.
Yeah.
Clyde Frazier.
He looked ridiculous.
I loved it.
Dude, white a man in a fur coat is one of the most ridiculous things. You might as well have a dress on. That is the most effeminate shit. A fur coat's for a woman. A guy doesn't walk around in a fucking fur coat.
No, but I'm just saying it's a statement as far as people seeing it go, who the fuck is that? You got to be somebody that is trying to get attention if you wear that.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely trying to get attention.
I don't think I could pull it off. I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't pull it off.
You would absolutely crush. You're too short to go full length.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks good with Clyde because he's like 6'10".
Yeah, I would do a waist length chinchilla with a hood on it.
Thin, yeah.
With a hood on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're 5'8", you got to pick and choose.
How much is a chinchilla hood that someone will throw a bucket of red paint at? Verzi, I'm going to get you let me see. chinchilla
Andrew, pull up
coat.
a chinchilla fur coat, waist length.
Man, no, yeah. For sale. Let me see what it is. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, Paul, you would crush this thing. $18,995. Full length is 24 fucking grand.
Look.
Yeah, dude, he looks ridiculous. He looks ridiculous with like the platform shoes with the glass heel with the goldfish in it.
I don't know, man. Look how he's looking at himself, though. That's what I love. He's looking at himself.
Yeah, dude, that is. I look at that and I'm like, that's someone who doesn't understand money.
Clyde's killing it, though.
He is killing it, but that's just like a. The flash of that is just, it gets back to, he's going Al Capone. I got money and I need everybody to know I got money. Here I come.
Well, the thing is, at least he's a ball player. Al Capone was like doing crime and showing himself off. That's really ridiculous and ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah. All of that shit, Paul. All of that shit is fucking.
Got to be up in the nosebleeds.
I like when a fighter does it. I like when fighters do it and they talk shit and all that type of stuff. That's fucking hilarious. Like when Conor McGregor was wearing one and he walked by the press and he goes, "It's Polar Bar."
Oh, Conor was in a fur?
Yeah. When he was hyping the Mayweather fight.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, it's Polar Bar. He came up. That was fucking hilarious. And then he's also, one of the fucking baddest guys on the planet. I really feel like you got to be one of the baddest dudes on the planet. Like they should look at your resume. Because there's enough guys out there creating apps that could have enough money to go buy a chinchilla fucking coat. But like, you got to be like women got to love you. You got to be able to handle yourself in a fight. You don't get sloppy drunk. You got to be a guy's fucking guy. You gotta be a hero, dude. You gotta be a fucking hero.